Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at Austin, Texas for the special Texas Truck Rodeo. And even though we don't have a truck, boy, oh boy, do we have one bad mamma jamma. I have the 2021 one-year only production run of the new Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. But before we get to this supercharged family hauler, let's talk about what the heck is going on here. Dodge, Mopar or no car, really was at the height of that muscle car era, starting all the way back in the mid-60s, going into the early 1970s. Fast forward to the 21st century, you know what? They're still doing their muscle car thing, and they're doing it big, and they're doing it cool, and they're selling cars left and right. But boy, oh boy, what they want to do, and something that many of you guys have asked for, guys and girls out there, where's the supercharged Hellcat engine-powered Durango? Well, guess what? 2021 is your year, your time. What you're gonna get is 710 horsepower of just tarmac ripping. You're gonna rip the asphalt to shreds, because guess what? This has all-wheel drive to get that power to the ground, specially tuned torque flight transmission, and a lot of other goodies. And what I wanna find out is first of all, is this the best Dodge or FCA Hellcat powered vehicle? Because we all know about that Jeep Trackhawk, yes we do. And also, is it the best performance SUV, period, bar none? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, look what they've done with the styling. Now the fun news is, the good news is that no matter if you're able to get one of these Durangos, you know, Hellcats, or even want one, there's gonna be some refresh style for 2021, including the interior. Now, at the front of the business, you can see we have that same headlight design, looking sharp, LED daytime running lamps. I do like the way the housing has that angle cut to meet nicely with the grille. We kind of drop down, you can see our sparkly ruby red paint job that we have. Functional air intakes. The one thing about this Durango, just like the other Mopar products, everything is functional. It's not just for looks. So I like the way they have this boomerang banana shape vent down here, flat black, fully functional. And look what they did. Instead of putting a gloss black low lip splitter and just sticking it on there, they really integrated this extra splitter and they color matched it, which I think is spot on the money, gonna give you downforce and scoop air into that side corner vent on each corner. Now, as we come across the front grille, look at that menacing, it's gonna just eat up other SUVs and spit them out. Fully functional top portion of the grille, flat black. You got your SRT badge, synonymous with horsepower. They brought us the SRT4, they brought us the Viper, they're bringing us this Durango Hellcat with that Hellcat logo. What does it stand for? Street and Racing Technology. Now, as we drop down, more functionality. That low lip extends all the way across, gonna give us downforce and help scoop air into that massive radiator, but boy, oh boy, this thing looks angry. We get up onto the hood. What are we gonna have? We're gonna have functionality. You got a functional center air intake. You have that power bulge, means muscle, means that horsepower. And then I'm absolutely loving the two heat extractors. It's gonna drag that hot air, because remember, one of the things that's gonna hurt us when it comes to performance is heat soak, and Dodge knows that, and that's why they designed the hood exactly the way you see it. Plus, the good news is, at the end of the day, as we have Rady's Rides fans honking at us here in Austin, Texas, we got great support. Look at the beautiful shape of the hood. So not only are you gonna get that functionality, but then you're getting a sexy hood. Win-win. Let's go around the corner and see what we're working with. Wheel and tire setup is gonna be unique to the Durango. First of all, no flat black plastic, all color matched on the fender flare treatment. It would have been nice to kind of flare them out a little bit more, but hey, are they gonna have a red eye? Maybe, we'll have to wait and see. But look at this, 20-inch wheels, all four corners. I love the machined aluminum, that dark black satin finish, the SRT badge. 6-piston Brembo calipers are gonna squeeze that rotor, which is a 2-piece rotor. Aluminum hat, steel rotor, fully ventilated. You have adaptive dampers, all four corners. They're gonna really help you stick to the ground. And that's the thing is, even though this is gonna be fast in a straight line, you're also gonna be able to take some turns with that sophisticated all-wheel drive and that adaptive suspension. Love the nice large Hellcat. It's gonna eat up your lesser SUVs. Like I said, spit them out. We go down the side fender. Look at the nice hard body line. That screams muscle to me. You have your color matched mirror caps with some turn signals built in, of course. rounded up top, and then I'm really digging this nice hard line that they have in the Durango. Gives it a lot of definition from the side, that lower side sill. Everything is, believe it or not, meant for some aerodynamic efficiency. No roof rails. We don't want that garbage on our Hellcat. That's just gonna create wind noise and drag. So nice smooth roof all the way to the back. Love the way you have that rear quarter coming into your quarter window, and that rear pillar back here looking really sharp with your high belt line. Like I said, 20-inch, and we're talking about 295s all four corners. That's like 4 steamrollers. 4 steamrollers are attached to your Durango Hellcat. And then when we wrap out back, the rear spoiler, just like that front splitter, rear spoiler has been tweaked to actually give us downforce. You're looking at about 400 pounds of downforce at speed. Nice size on the rear glass. I wish they would have done something with the windshield, the back glass wiper, but that's okay, because I love the LED taillights. You got your Durango badge, the all-wheel drive, Dodge all-wheel drive with the 4, that's a classy logo. SRT, of course, and then as we drop our way down, you're gonna have full towing capability, over 8,000 pounds. Crazy. And I'm absolutely in love with these oval slash cut exhausts, one on each side, super clean, super smooth. My only zonk is I'm not digging this flat black piece of plastic. I know why it's here to protect the bumper, but I'm telling you right now, anybody scratch my Hellcat Durango, they're not gonna wanna see me again, because I'm probably not gonna see them again because I'm gonna hurt them, but I'm gonna zonk that piece of plastic. But why don't we pop the hood, see that supercharged V8 that we've been waiting for a long time. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Do we have a Hemi? Heck yes, we have a Hemi. We have that 6.2 liter supercharged V8. So what are we looking at? 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque. This is one of the largest superchargers ever on a production SUV. It's a 2.38 liter supercharger producing over 11.5 pounds of boost. You want performance? It's all mated to that ZF 8-speed, and it's been tweaked just like the Trackhawk to take the extra power. 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, quarter mile, which is NHRA certified. You know what that stands for? National Hot Rod Association certified. 11.5 in the quarter mile, top speed 180 miles an hour. Now you are going to find an updated engine oil cooler duct. You're going to have an air guide snorkel for cold air induction, that 400% more downforce, and that retuned suspension, a 92 millimeter throttle body, and the largest X pipe ever put on a Durango. And you know what? You're getting a forged steel crankshaft in that cast iron block to help take that extra power, that extra force. And boy, oh boy, is it one heck of a power pack punch of performance. If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Get your towel ready for an eargasm. Let's fire up the Durango Hellcat and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the Durango SRT Hellcat. This is the one you've been waiting for, 1 year only. Now, I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, I've been waiting for this almost my whole life. Before I was even born, I was waiting for this moment. And I've been putting some money aside. How much is this muscle car of an SUV? Well, the way that it's optioned, you're looking at around $85,000 to $90,000, depending on some other fine details that you would iron out with certain options. But let's see what you get for your hard-earned money. To the door panels, love the soft touch material. They're using this carbon infused fiber. So instead of it being standard carbon fiber weave, you have that infused carbon fiber, which gives you a nice touch up top above the armrest there. No two pieces are exactly the same, and it looks, I think, more tasteful than even carbon fiber. Now, where the door handle is, it's dark chrome with a little bit of gloss black. You have the optional Harman Kardon sound system. The only zonk is the door pocket is very small. Don't even think about getting your burrito in there from Chipotle. You're gonna squirt guac everywhere, maybe a taco or two, and a bottle of water to wash it down. Now when you get to the dash, soft material, look at the stitch work. There's more of that infused carbon fiber, the Alcantara. It's like a pussycat, you can pet it all day. The contrast stitching all the way across. This is all new, so whether you get a Durango Hellcat or not, you're getting an all new 10.1 inch UCONNECT system. So it's actually 5 times faster than the outgoing system. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, real simple to go into the different features. And what's nice is you want AC, let's say you want to get into that control, then you just hit the button, there we are, and look what they did on all the graphics. They put racing helmets on all of them. It's the fun touches like that that separate Dodge from the rest of the pack. We hit navigation, and there it is, beautiful maps. You have your vehicle setups that we could get into, your race options, you have your drive modes. Remember, you're gonna have your launch control, you're gonna have that shift light feature, all the different information, and of course, you're also gonna get performance pages. So all of that information, all by the touch of a button. Look at all that. You got your instant dyno, G-force, the whole gambit, vehicle dynamics, and then we could go back to vehicle and then go into our drive modes. And then once we hit the drive mode selection, you could see that we could go into track, we could go into sport, snow, tow. Like I said, you could tow over 8,000 pounds with this. Backup camera. I throw it into reverse, takes up the whole screen. It's a little grainy, but you know what? You got trajectory, which is really nice. And I like the way it takes up all 10.1 inches of screen space. You're gonna have ventilated seats, heated seats, dual climate control. Look at the toggle switches. You got your launch control. You could get into your performance pages real easy, shut off the traction control. And if you like connectivity, oh boy, USB-C, USB ×2, an aux jack, wireless charging. You got a race winning Twinkie. So the next time you go to the drag strip and you blow everybody's doors off, guess what? Have that race winning Twinkie ready for you. You also have your wireless charging, like I pointed out. No lid, but the way that they dropped it in there actually works for me. The Alcantara, this is controlling that Torque Flight ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. I kind of like the way it's kind of over to the side a little bit driver focused. You can see the beautiful work. You have another Twinkie holder here for your passenger. And look at this, very, very smart to have a 12 volt here. The reason why is you could run your radar detector and just have the cord right there, because I'm telling you right now, with this Durango, you better budget in some extra speeding tickets. It's just part of the deal. Now, of course, we have the red key fob that's gonna unlock all 710 horsepower. You got remote start, you got your panic button. The panic button is for when your passengers are crapping themselves, because remember, top speed 180 miles an hour. 2 cup holders, semi-soft on the armrest. We open it up, you actually have a Blu-ray player, and I'll show you in the back seat why you have a Blu-ray player. Another 12 volt, and you have, I would probably drop 2 Snickers bars in there, so that when you're hangry, you could have your Snickers, close it up, and then these seats. Soft leather, love the embroidery, the stitch work. Not the most bolstering, but that's not what this vehicle's about. You're even getting the nice cherry red seat belts, and then Alcantara all over the headliner, the 8 pillars, they got you covered here. Coming over the business end though, I want to show you behind this leather wrapped steering wheel of the Durango Hellcat. All right guys, business time. The good news is you do have 2 memory seat settings. I don't know why you would let somebody borrow your Durango Hellcat. You're not borrowing mine, but you do have that to where you can save your seating settings. Supercharged, I like the aluminum sill plate. You do have aluminum on the brake pedal and the throttle. My only zonk is I would like some actual dead pedal material, not carpet, because you're gonna rip through that as you brace yourself ripping down the quarter mile, because I know Vin Diesel told me you live your life a quarter mile at a time. I want my dead pedal so I don't rip up my carpet a quarter mile at a time. Seat controls, easy to get to. I got plenty of headroom in here. 6 feet tall, plenty of space. Steering wheel, love the thickness. Now, my only other zonk is I wish they would give us longer paddles like on the Ram TRX. Would like the longer paddles, but the steering wheel has the perfect thickness. A little bit of plastic, but it would have been nice to have that carbon fiber, that infused carbon fiber here. And then the dash is just absolutely perfect. You have a large digital display in the center, and then you have an analog analog speedometer, analog fuel, and analog coolant. Everything else is in the center. And of course, you're gonna get all your safety features, which of course goes without saying. But why don't we go ahead? This is a 3-row midsize. Let's get to the mid-row and see how your passengers are gonna like ripping down the quarter mile with you in your Durango Hellcat. All right, guys, mid-row time. You're gonna get that same wonderful leather with the Alcantara all throughout the center. Now, remember I told you about a Blu-ray player in that center console? Look at this. Boom. You have screens for both passengers to where you could watch movies. Now, I don't know who in their right mind is going to want to watch a movie in a Durango Hellcat, because I would be enjoying the fun of the driving, even though I wouldn't be driving. But you can't watch Fast and the Furious. You know, whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. That's how it works. But you do have the leather. I'm not really loving the cargo, but you are getting the cool headset with the UCONNECT. Remember, UCONNECT 5. 2 AC vents, and then they got you covered power-wise. Home power source, 2 USBs, and heated seats. I wish there were ventilated seats, especially in the middle, but you do have 2 cup holders. I could easily put a football in here. So if you got a spare football rolling around, drop it in there, USB and a 12-volt. The seats, they recline a little. You got your AC up top. The controls, easy to get to as you're chilling like a villain in the mid-row of your Durango. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to that pesky 3rd row and see how you're gonna like riding in this Durango Hellcat. All right, guys, time to get into that 3rd row. We already got the seat up and out of the way. Climbing in, the good news is, I like the way they kind of, you see how they bent the opening there? It gives you a little bit more space, and we're just gonna climb on in. So, nice thing is that everybody's gonna get the same Alcantara, that microfiber suede with the leather. You have rear AC vents, which is great. I have 2 cup holders, and I'm also getting air down below, which is great. It's nice to have that circulation when you're in the 3rd row. You could even open up the center console from the back. So you don't have to ask your bigger brother for permission and he says, pound sand. You can say, hey, I don't need you anymore. I'll open up my own center console. But sitting back here, even with the seat the way it is, I have a pretty decent amount of room with my legs. Headroom, you know what? It's really not as bad as you think. I've been in worse, that's for sure. But you can see that you have 3-row capability and everybody gets their race-winning seatbelt color, that red. But why don't we get into the cargo area and see how much stuff we could haul as we haul the mail down the quarter mile. All right, guys, we're at the back, the tail end of the business. The great news about this, pack the whole family up, make it a drag strip kind of night where you really share that car enthusiasm with your family, because you could drag this and then drag the family home. But real simple, you push, you have a nice electric assist that raises up at a pretty good pace. Now, looking at what we have cargo size space, you have the 3rd row up. I wanted to give you an idea of what the amount of space looked like. You're looking at 17.2 cubic feet of space with that 3rd row up. Put the 3rd row down, you're looking at 43.3. Put the mid row down, and now you're looking at 85.1 cubic feet of space. I think one of my favorite touches is they literally have a Rady's Rides snack box. So you have this large area, get yourself some of those Costco-sized bags of Doritos, get them in there. You got a place over there for some French onion dip and maybe some Lay's, which is really nice. And then if you're wondering, well, Joe, how do we get these seats down? How do we do that? Do we push a button? Because we do have a 12-volt, but there's no button. It's real simple. You're just gonna pull and push. Pull and push. So right there you have over 40 cubic feet of space. Put the mid row down, and now you're ready to rock and roll with almost 85 cubic feet of space. And the great news is, guess what? To put them back, you just pull. You pull them back up as fast as this thing goes 0 to 60. But why don't we go ahead? We've talked about this Durango enough while it's sitting here. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get this supercharged beast moving down the road. All right, guys, we're in the 2021 Durango SRT Hellcat. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you are ready. I'm definitely ready. Let's do a little bit of a on throttle launch here. So a little bit of throttle, on throttle, yeah! That 8-speed shifts so fast. Wow. The speedometer, it's like going to get fuel for your car and looking at the numbers on the gas pump. That's what the speedometer, that digital speedometer, just churns and burns as you are accelerating. Put you back in your seat. Remember, you're gonna have some of that other technology that trickles down where you're able to get the cooling for the engine done right and really keep that heat soak down. Now, I do have it in track mode. when you put it into track mode, you're going all out. The traction control is off. You have everything. It's the highest setting, including the suspension. So you are going to get a little bouncier ride when you are in track mode, but if you want to have the best in handling, that's going to be your stiffest setting if you're at a road course or whatnot. But everything is so well laid out in here, and I'm really, really loving the new 10.1-inch infotainment system screen. UCONNECT 5, it's a nice way to bring the system into the next phase of the generation of having that technology. And what's great is when you go settings on it, your own personal settings, you could do a plethora of different things, backgrounds, not only just your radio presets, but background, all the different ways that you have the icons arranged, all that good stuff is perfect for when you're ready. And then if you switch seats with somebody, they'll have it for them as well. But let's do another on throttle acceleration. Remember, quarter mile, 11.5 seconds. 1, 2, on throttle, yeah! Unbelievable. And then remember, you have those Brembo brakes. They're gonna slow us down. We're gonna shed hair. Just like your Husky sheds hair, that's how we shed speed. And going down this back road in Austin, Texas, really allows us to see the suspension damping, the suspension tuning. You got those 20-inch wheels. Wow, this is the Durango that we've been asking for, and they went all in. It's not just about dropping a Hellcat motor in there, it's also about doing the other fine tuning. But look at this, in this right-hand bend, those steamroller tires just sticking us to the ground with the all-wheel drive. Super smooth. Is it perfect? No. I would like larger shift paddles, because that's one thing you don't want to be focused on. Are you going to make contact with the paddles? But other than that, I'm really, really enjoying being behind the wheel of this Durango. Let me do some manual shifting for you. So that's third, second, nice pop from the exhaust, on throttle, nice. You get a growl coming from the back of the vehicle, and on the inside, of course, you're hearing the supercharger whine. Of course, you're hearing that growl, but on the outside, boy, oh boy, you're gonna make kids like go home crying. In a good way, because they're gonna be like, I want a muscle SUV like that when I get older. That's what I would be saying. But driving down this road, really, really, the presence, the size, it doesn't feel like a gigantic SUV, which is a good thing. And the throttle response is instantaneous. Absolutely instantaneous. I think we gotta do it again, don't we? Second gear. On throttle. Yeah. The way it just stays so planted, it's ridiculous. It really, really is ridiculous what Dodge is doing. But boy, oh boy, thumbs up to them for getting it done, because nobody else is doing it like this Durango Hellcat. But we're gonna get back to our undisclosed location. Hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel about the performance, about the new UCONNECT system, the infotainment, and everything else. I'll see you in a muscle car minute. All right, guys, it's been one of those days where you just say, hey, what the heck? You got a Durango Hellcat, let's go have some fun. Definitely want to thank Kimberly and the rest of the crew over at Dodge and FCA for allowing Rady's Rides access to this Durango SRT Hellcat. It really shows that Dodge doesn't care. They want to make a vehicle that enthusiasts are happy with, that they're proud of, and that they definitely want to own. This is 1 year only for 2021, and boy, oh boy, is this the ultimate when it comes to a mid-sized performance SUV. Just like MC Hammer said, can't touch this. Unbelievable. But if you want to keep seeing supercharged goodness here on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to my amazing wife, Lori, working that camera like a champ. She loves muscle car fun. She loves muscle car power. She wants to get a muscle car of her own. So leave it in the comment section which way you think she could go. Durango Hellcat, Challenger Hellcat, or maybe even the new Charger Hellcat Red Eye for 2021. Thank you for your hard work, sweetheart. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.